you so much for joining me back here. I just did a video wearing the same thing because I just recorded it, of all of my favorite books so far this year. So today, this video, we're going to do all of my least favorite books this year. I can't really think of anything except for one off the top of my head, and it was a DNF at like 85%. I am going to include it in this video just because I did get so far through it. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to go through my story graph and actually see. Also, something that's one of my least favorite things is the humidity in Georgia. Look at this. Look at this. I can't do anything with my little wings. That's what I call them. Unfortunately, Sam has things like that too. My son. Also a least favorite thing of mine. But today we're going to talk about my least favorite books of 2022 so far. If you are not new to my channel, you know I've been reading a lot of rom-coms this year. So we're going to start off with a rom-com. I have The Soulmate Equation by, who wrote this? They're popular. Christina Lauren. I read a couple Christina Laurens and I really like The Honeymooners. This one just didn't do it for me. I was kind of bored throughout this one. Basically, there's like a DNA test you can take. You kind of spit in one of the tubes, kind of like the 23andMe or whatever it is, Ancestry.com type thing, where you spin a tube and they get your DNA and you find out where you're from, that kind of stuff, relatives, blah, 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 blah. Basically the same premise, except it's there's something in your DNA you can use to find your soulmate. And so she does it and she finds her soulmate, but they knew each other beforehand and they don't like each other. Again, the premise sounds good. I was kind of bored though. I'm not a sciencey person. I'm not a STEM person. I'm an English and history type gal. I don't know. A lot of the mumbo jumbo talk was kind of boring to me. One of my least favorites of the year. This might come as a surprise to people who know me well. I'm going to put a Jennifer Beckstrand series on here. The Honeybee Sisters by Jennifer Beckstrand. I've read 3 of her series now. Almost all of her books, I do believe. I'll have to go back and check to make sure. Matchmakers of Huckleberry Hill are one of my favorites. The Peterson brothers. One of the last one comes out this month, which I'm excited about. But that's besides the point. I guess reading those 2 before reading this one might have been her first series. I really don't know. But reading those 2 series before I read this one was a little bit of a letdown. I really didn't like the main characters in this series. I thought they were rather whiny and I found myself getting frustrated with the main characters in this series, more so than in the other ones that she's written. I usually love her. I found myself frustrated with this one. These are Amish romances, just BTW, which I usually like. I usually like her stuff. Again, I'm not saying this. In saying this, I'm not telling you don't check her out because I do love her. Just this particular series was not for me. All right, next I have 2 books by the same author. I have The People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read by Emily Henry. I have Book Lovers. I bought Book Lovers. It's her new one, and I'm going to give her one more chance, but I don't think she's for me. The People We Meet on Vacation, basically, we have our 2 main characters who knew each other in college, and every year they would take a vacation together during the summer, and then something happens where they kind of grow apart, and it goes by like 2 or 3 years, and she asks him to go on vacation with her one more time, and they reunite. And things are kind of awkward at first, but it's not hard to figure out how it ends. Beach Read, kind of the same thing. Our 2 main characters knew each other in college. They're both authors and they end up living beside each other. And she writes romances, he writes not romances, I don't know, literary fiction, I guess you would call it. I don't know. And so they kind of make this deal where he's like, I bet you can't write a book like I write. And she's like, I bet you can't write a romance. And so they both try to write the other person's type of book. And they kind of meet up and talk about it and all that kind of stuff. Again, not that funny, not that good. Didn't really care about either one of these. They were disappointing. Disappointing. I'm going to give her one more chance. We'll see how it goes. Plan on doing a reading vlog, but I'm not too hopeful. And being not too hopeful though, maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. I guess we'll see. Oh my goodness, this one was torturous to get through. We have Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne. Sally Thorne wrote The Hating Game, which is very popular and was actually one of my favorites of the year. So the fact that she wrote one of my least favorites of the year, maybe Emily Henry deserves a second chance. But this one was horrendous. So boring. Our main character It's a very, I'm not trying to attack anybody. Let me be careful about how I go about this. My daughter is talking to us. So if you hear her, she's just talking. She's in a good mood. She wants to be part of this. Our main character is a very sheltered, reserved type woman who is in her 20s, I do believe, but acts like she's 60, which is appropriate because she works for like a nursing, not a nursing home, but like a assisted living type area. All the residents have their own houses, but she like works there and takes care of the residents and that kind of stuff. And then she meets this rich kid, bad boy type figure who's not really a bad boy. He's covered in tattoos, but he's a softie at heart. Really, the thing with me, the premise is not what I have a problem with. The plot is not what I have a problem with. I didn't like her character. I didn't really like his character. I didn't really like the plot, actually, now that I think about it, and it was so boring to me. I listened to this one on audiobook and I debated so many times to DNF it. My only problem, the only reason I didn't DNF this one is that all the other books I wanted to listen to were not available yet. They were still on hold on Libby. That's the only reason I didn't DNF this one. Otherwise, I would have. Do not recommend it. I don't recommend it. It's boring. It's boring. Aren't you so cute? Alright. Alright, the last one I want to talk about is the one that I DNF'd at like 85% or something like that. I almost finished it, but I just found that I didn't want to. I talked about it in my DNFs of the year video, so if you want more in-depth views or thoughts on that one, maybe go check that video out. This time I have Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey. Listen, I can do smut. Alright, I can do books with smut. I love ACOTAR. I love, what's it called, From Blood and Ash. Really anything Sarah J Maas. Although the Throat of Glass series is not really smut heavy. I was surprised. Besides the point. I can do it. I'm getting over it. I'm so bored with it. I'm over it, really, is the thing. And this book was predominantly smut. And the kind that I don't care about. This was the kind of smut where he's like, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do what I tell you to. And she's like, oh yeah, of course I am. I hated it. Hated it. Did not like it. Again, I tried to push through it because everyone raved about this one a few years ago when it came out. Not for me. Not for me. I'm not trying to shame anybody that likes smut or likes that kind of stuff. That's not my intention at all. Just personally, I'm over it. And I don't care about it. I can deal with it in books, but I don't want that to be the story plot, and that's basically what this was. So there we go. Those are my least favorite books of 2022 so far. We are halfway through the year. It is June. Somehow, already, I'm hopeful that I won't have I'm hopeful that I won't have too many more of these. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe down below, leave a comment. Let me know what some of your least favorite books of this year was, and preferably tell me why, so I can know if I need to maybe stay clear of them, or maybe they just weren't for you and they would be for me. So let me know. Otherwise, you guys are awesome. I am so thankful for you, and we will meet back here next time, guys. See ya. Can you say see ya? Wow. Wow. Whoa. Ah! Why are you attacking me? You're in a good mood. I love it. I love it. You see that baby? Isn't she so pretty? She is so cute. And Mommy loves her so much. Ah, don't pull my earring, please. No. Please don't. Let go, please. Ellie. Please. Oh, no. Okay. Now you just have my hair. Guys, this morning we were walking down the hallway. I have my plants right here. You can see them in every video. We were walking down the hallway when we came downstairs this morning. She just reached up and grabbed one and pulled it off my shelf. Vines everywhere, dirt everywhere. I had to repot my plant this morning. She is at this age, and now she's pulling my hair. Bye. Screenshot. Take a screenshot.